So as I've been appealing to all this FIFA that my mother has been killed here, my father has been killed, the police took my home, and wrongfully in 2010, I was in a basement apartment and they evicted me and my mother without a court order. It's a basement apartment in violation of city laws, and there's been a court order. Now, even though you live in a basement apartment, they can't just evict you without a court order. They still need a court order. You know, I said this NYPD was violating that court order, still evicting blacks without a court order. So my mother went on WB11 News, called the NYPD terrorists, and apparently Trump's friend, who was the commissioner around that time period, or close to that time period, Bernard Kerik, must have watched my mother on the WB11 News, calling the NYPD terrorist in 2010 for evicting me and her, you know, and he said some people are losers because their child lives in a basement apartment. So it was the NYPD commissioner, Bernard Kerik, was making fun of me and my dead mother. My mother's not dead. Soon after that, my mother was getting followed everywhere. So Arigona said it was going to help us on Staten Island. I was supporting Arigona at the same place where I met him on Bay Street and Victor Boulevard. The police, when I took him there weeks later, they won't let me testify in court. So now, you know, my friend Arigona has been killed, my mother has been killed, and you know, I've been appealing to FIFA that I'm from Nigeria and I'm being terrorized in America. Now they're hiring all these soccer players, you know, showing with ads. Nike's hiring them, saying scary good, and they'll have this mean look in their face. Black soccer players. So, you know, so they say this Nike may most likely hate Africa. They said Africans are creating fake Nikes and selling it. So I believe this Nike may want me dead. You know, so they call us Africans, I forgot the name, that we're, I don't know, remember the name, they call people that make fake products, you know. So they're hiring all these soccer players. This is another one called Palmer, maybe an English player, scary good. So they scammed my Stellar Ferry. They went and loaded the Stellar Ferry with homeless gangs, and anytime they see me, they want to jump me. I go there Tuesday, but I'm meditating to stand up right now. You know, they say this is the best way you can kill somebody in this country. Instead of having the police kill them, which may be suspicious, just hire, you know, the street thugs, whether the person's in prison or out on the street. So the street thugs can mock the person dead. You know, so I've been appealing to FIFA, sending them video every day. Can please, America's don't sit towards the World Cup. They're hiring people to either kill us or immigration to take us out of the country. They said under this Trump also, the immigration will just attack people at the immigration court. People that came to the immigration court, the immigration will just walk behind them, knock them down and say no, they're out of the country. Not even wait for the court to decide the case. In Federal Plaza. So apparently this Trump is helping his friend, who just died of heart attack this year, Bernard Kerik, to abuse me and my dead mother. You know, my mother was a prayerful woman. She knew people were after us, but she didn't know who was sending those people. Before my mother died of a heart attack also, she couldn't use the bathroom anyway. Every time she tried to use the bathroom, said people would chase her out of the bathroom. An old woman, she was a grandmother. She'll call 911, the police would just tell her, you know, you need to find other places to go. People don't like you, find other places to go. And now they're doing it to me as a child, after she's been dead in Manhattan. You know, and I've been, you know, my mother had a U.S. passport. She was a naturalized U.S. citizen from Nigeria. And it didn't matter, they killed her like anybody. So whether you have a U.S. passport or not, even this Trump says is going to take away the U.S. passport of a lot of foreigners. I think he still wants to take my mother's U.S. passport in death to avenge for his friend, who was the head of the NYPD Commissioner Bernard Kerik. At the time my mother, close to the time my mother was called the NYPD terrorist organization. Even in death, they said it's still possible to take away your U.S. passport. You can just look into your record. My mother came to America in the 1970s. You know, so they start digging. They can find anything, even in there, take away your US passport. You know, and me as a child, they're hiring thugs. As soon as I'm on my way to Stanley Ferry to use the bathroom, they hire all these street thugs, all they do is sleep outside the ferry. As soon as I go to the bathroom, they follow me to the bathroom. And they will start running for me in the bathroom. And when I call the police will laugh. You know, and you know, they may have weapons, so they hire thugs to stab people dead in this country. And the police will investigate nothing, say you're just a homeless, fighting with the other homeless, and they beat you to death. End of your story in America. So this is not just deportation, this is genocide of Africans. The genocide of people. You know, and they say America is so powerful, the world doesn't want to investigate. I've been sending videos every day to FIFA. So I have evidence connecting this Trump and the NYPD to the terror immigrants are expressing right now. And the Nike, which sponsors FIFA, you know, it's posting videos, scary good. Where you have all the soccer players looking like they're advertising for Halloween. Halloween is only November. FIFA, what are you doing? Hiring black soccer players to be doing their face like they're, you know, doing a Halloween photo shoot. Yeah, America celebrates Halloween, but it's only one day in the year. I think that's in November. They don't celebrate Halloween all year around in America. So FIFA, you're out of touch. This is not culture. Don't respect genocide.
Closing doors, please.
You know, so I'm at the crime scene taking videos. You know, and they have hotel rooms for immigrants. Hotel rooms. There's a court order that they should put me in hotel room. I saw this Eric Adam near the immigration court. 26 a couple of weeks ago. As I was pushing my bag, I said, "Sir, can you help me? Sir, can you help me?" And he walked away from me. I went into a law school. There's a New York law school around that area. You know, and he's been lying to the press. Anytime he sees a homeless, he puts them in hotel room. You know, and my mother also, when she was alive with a US passport, she always appealed to all these politicians. And they wouldn't help her. And they didn't tell her what she did wrong. She called the NYPD a terrorist organization on WB11 News. There's a black American that does a show there. He helps people with landlord-tenant cases. Help me out. So that was a crime. And nobody told her what a crime was. And no politician would help her in America. She used to vote for this Democrat with a US passport. You know.
Stand clear of the
So this is what is going on. So please, the one is to investigate this FIFA. You know, they decided to join in to torture me. They said this to join in to investigate Nike. They said Nike has a problem with some Africans that create fake Nike products to sell. So now they're sponsoring their soccer players to say being scared is good. As I said, please, I'm being scared in America. And you know, they hire players like Mbappe from France, Palmer Cole, I believe that's an English player. And they're putting ads on the train station, whatever. This is Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe. I think it's the world most expensive player. Between him and Messi. I think he plays for Barcelona now. You know, and it's giving this all Halloween look. My mother said they used to scare, she had a heart disease and they scared her to death. She went to the Bellevue hospital to go treat a heart disease, and they said they were going to lock her up in the psychiatric ward. And my mother said she's not crazy. They said this is how they treat homeless in this country. And they got my mother angry. I said she collapsed and died in the hospital in 2015. And they are young black players. This is the one of the richest black soccer players in Mbappe. Doing this just like Halloween, so scary. Terrorizing people, old women to death is not good. So I don't know if he speaks English or not, or whatever is the defense. The Nike just paid them money, didn't know nothing.